Some of you are not in love. You are under control. And the painful part is you don't even know it yet. Because manipulation doesn't always look like shouting. It doesn't always look toxic on the surface. Sometimes it parades itself as care. It looks like love. It sometimes sounds like love. But deep down, you are losing yourself. So today, I'm going to show you clear signs you are being controlled or manipulated. So you can wake up before you completely lose your voice. Let's talk honestly. I want to speak to you now on a very honest note, because this thing is more common than people ever get to admit. It's something that is always happening every year and then, is everywhere. It's parading itself everywhere around most relationships. And I'm going to be showing you the clear signs to know that you are being controlled or manipulated rather than being loved. Number one, you feel constantly guilty. Now, one of the biggest signs of manipulation is this. You are always the one feeling guilty, even when you have done nothing wrong. Let me make this a bit real. When you express your concern, you try to communicate your feelings. Whenever you express your concerns, try to communicate your feelings, and somehow the conversation turns around. And now you find yourself apologizing. When you say, I didn't like what you did, they'll respond with, so I'm now the bad person, right? Or they'll say, after everything I've done for you, you are so ungrateful. This is how it expresses itself. And immediately you shrink. You begin to shrink. Now, you are not even talking about your pain anymore. You are now trying to now fix their own emotions. You get to that point. I want you to know that that is not love. That is what? Emotional manipulation. Listen to me. Love in itself listens. Manipulation deflects. I'll say that again. Love listens, but manipulation deflects. The next point I'm going to be talking about is that you start losing your voice. Another clear sign, you are slowly becoming silent. You used to speak up. You used to express yourself. You used to have opinions. But now, you now think twice before you talk. You now try to rehearse your words in your head. You now try to avoid certain topics completely. Why? What's the reason for doing all of this? Because for every time you speak, for every time you express yourself, it turns into a problem. So what do you then do? You start choosing peace over truth. But you know something? Peace that is chosen in this form is not peace. It's actually called suppression. Because rather than expressing yourself, you start suppressing. Why? Because all in the name of peace. Let me say something powerful to you. Any relationship where you cannot speak freely is not safe. Because the goal of manipulation is control. And silence is one of its greatest tools. See, the easiest way to spot control manipulation is silence. The next point I'll be talking about. You start to doubt yourself. This very point is deep, very deep. You don't trust yourself anymore. You keep asking, am I overreacting? Am I overreacting? Or maybe it's not that serious. Perhaps I'm overthinking. Maybe I'm the problem. Meanwhile, something inside of you is screaming, this is not right. That inner voice, that discomfort is your awareness. That inner voice, that discomfort is your truth. But manipulation will make you question it. We make you question your very essence. You know, scripture speaks, you shall hear a voice from behind you saying, this is the way. That voice is your direction. They will rewrite situations. They will deny things. Things that they clearly did. They will make you feel confused. This is what people generally call gaslighting. And the goal of gaslighting is simple. If they can make you doubt yourself, they can control you. Because once you stop trusting yourself, you start depending on them for your reality. This is the goal of control and manipulation. The next point I'm going to be sharing with you is love then becomes to feel more like pressure rather than peace. You begin to feel more pressure rather than peace. Let me talk about this one honestly. When you start feeling pressured in a relationship, pressure to agree, pressure to compromise your values, pressure to move faster than you are comfortable with, pressure to always prove your love. When you start feeling this pressure, no control has set in. No, it's a pointer that something has shifted from love to control. And you discover that when you try to resist these things, they make you feel guilty. When you try to resist the pressure, they make you feel guilty. They start to tell you things like, if you love me, you will do it. Why are you making things difficult? After all, other people don't act like this. Other people will gladly do it. Other people are doing it. Listen to me. You are not an option. You are a prize. Listen carefully. Anything that makes you abandon your values, your value system, is not love, it is control. Because love in itself does not force. Love does not rush. Love respects boundaries. So anything that tries to parade itself as love and tries to ruin your boundaries or go against your boundaries is not love, it's simply control. If you constantly feel pushed, you are not being loved. You are being what? Managed. And the last point I'm going to be talking about is your decisions are no longer yours. You get to the point where you just feel, am I the one making these decisions? Because now this very one is subtle and is very dangerous. You think you are making your own choices, but you are not. Because at this point, they don't shout. They don't force you. But somehow, you always end up doing what they want. This is manipulation in disguise. They influence your decision emotionally from the standpoint of emotions. You find yourself, even if you say, oh, I don't want to do this, but because of that influence, emotional influence, you still find yourself doing it. And when you try to choose differently, they will withdraw. They will act cold. They will change their mood. So at this point, what do? You adjust, not because you want to, but because you want peace. Don't forget, I told you this kind of peace is a peace in disguise of control. And over time, you discover you begin to lose your independence. And before you realize it, you don't even know who you are outside of them. You become so attached. You become so dependent on them for your every move, your every decision. This is not partnership. This is control, disguised as connection. Let me say this lastly. Some of you watching this video right now, you are not confused. You already know. When you look deep within, you know. You have felt it, but you have ignored it and you have excused it because you simply love them. But hear me, love is not supposed to cost you your identity. You should not have to shrink. You should not have to reduce yourself. You should not have to silence yourself or lose your peace just to keep someone. Listen, peace is an indicator. When you are in a relationship and you discover you no longer have peace, slow down and watch. Slow down and what? And watch. If you have to lose yourself to keep a relationship, then that relationship is already costing too much. Control is not love. Manipulation is not care. Real love will never compete with your peace. Rather, it will protect it. And if you're in a situation like this, it's time. It's high time you wake up. It's time you choose yourself again. Choose yourself again. Listen, you deserve a love where you can breathe, not one where you are constantly trying to survive. And if this video blessed you, share it with someone you care about. Comment below if you have ever felt controlled, and let's start talking about real love versus control. God bless you and stay tuned to this channel. Do well to subscribe and click on the notification bell as I'll be dropping more insightful and eye-opening videos that will bless you and transform your relationship forever. God bless you.